Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from theschooloftrade.com. Today was February 22nd, 2010. Here's your live trade room recap. Had a pretty challenging morning here on a Monday morning this morning. Before we talk about the trades we took today here, guys, I want to remind you guys about 3 important links. If you're watching this video right now on the YouTube page, in the description of the video, 3 links, guys. First one is for our blog. Lots of great videos on the blog. Our 3-week trial. Take a look at our 12-month track record. We show you guys everything live in real time every day when you guys come in. And don't forget to come out and join us, even as a trial member, tomorrow, Tuesday morning at 7:45 when we open up. 2, 4, 6 total trades today, guys. We took 130 ticks out of the market. Challenging day. Now, it's kind of funny because a handful of our members this morning seemed to have one of their biggest days of the year. I, for some reason, woke up on the wrong side of the bed and couldn't get my act together. Took a loss at 10:10, and I had to dig myself back out of that loss. But as always, guys, we'll show you guys how we did here, and we'll keep you guys posted throughout the rest of the month. But 130 bucks in today, 6,300 for the month of February, 15,500 USD for the year so far, guys. Still averaging over 700 bucks a day, and we'll keep you guys posted. Let's see, what's the most important thing that happened today? Well, today was a Monday. So, guys, the exact same reason why you don't like getting out of bed in the morning on a Monday is the exact same reason why other traders don't like getting out of bed on a Monday morning. We were watching the Olympics last night, right? Spending time with family and friends on the weekend, and boy, wouldn't you know it, right? People are a little bit sluggish to get into the office on Monday morning. But we also knew a couple more things. We checked our news this morning ahead of time. We knew that we had Big Ben Bernanke speaking at 11 o'clock this morning. Whatever he was speaking about, it didn't really matter, of course, because we knew at 11 o'clock things were probably going to slow down. But then we realized with the news events this morning, there really wasn't anything else today, right? And we talked about this on Friday afternoon in our weekly recap of how this Monday morning, this morning, was probably going to be a pretty slow day. Not a lot of major news events going on. Bernanke speaking today at 11 o'clock. So we thought potentially people would be coming in late for the morning as well from the weekend. They'd probably stay coming in late because they knew there weren't many news events, and we had Bernanke speaking at 11 o'clock. So if there was a time ever, right, to schedule your dentist appointment, this was the day because there really wasn't much going on this morning, so we had to be aware of that. Now, once we opened up our charts, we, of course, confirmed all these suspicions of slow market. We saw slow price action, red pace of a tape indicator. In fact, this morning was one of the only times in 2010 that we actually saw all the pace of a tape was below 100 on all of our indicators. So we knew slow price action. We looked at red pace of a tape. We also saw flat price action. Now, what do we look for flat price action? We looked at the slope of our trigger lines. Those trigger lines, those thin yellow lines there, they were all flat. So we knew we had flat or sideways market. We also knew we had a lack of big money. We didn't see many big orders in the market. Those big money traders weren't there this morning. We saw lots of smaller orders, but the filter time and sales window quickly showed us that we had to, of course, be a little more patient today to let these big money orders come into the market. Those are the guys that actually move the markets around. So we don't see them very much in the morning. We know to be careful today. And we also learned today how to react to a loss. The last couple of weeks have been challenging in the markets, guys. Right? We're coming up towards the end of the first quarter. And so as you can imagine, we're going to start seeing things start to get a little bit choppier. This happens, of course, around these times of the year. But it's how we react to those losses. We knew this morning was going to be a hard, relatively challenging morning. We knew what to expect. We saw what we expected, and then we had to, of course, once we took that loss at about 10 o'clock this morning, we had to react to the loss the right way. Okay, so it's all about how we react to those losses. Let's take a look at these trades real quick. 6 total trades. First, 2 trades on crude. Now, we had a gold trade mixed in here, guys, but the first trade of the day was here on the crude market, and as you guys can see here, we have the short-term trend down. Now, with this short-term trend down, right, short-term trend down, we have your low of the day here. Right, so when I've got my low of the day here, what are we looking for? Green pace of a tape, strong sellers, right? We anticipate this low of the day to hold. So we're always usually looking for the 2-step pattern long at the low of day, right? We know better than to try to force this to the short side at these lows. So we look for the break above the swing high right here. And of course, there's your break above, and there's our 2-step pattern long. Now in this case here, 1003, we had our 2-step pattern long, 79.93 was the fill. What happened, obviously, again, short-term trend was down. We come down, we run into our low of the day here. Okay, where this low of the day was, we then of course look for the bounce up above. There's our swing high, and we take the break above that, reversing off the low of day. Now what happened was, once we got into this trade at 93s, we quickly then saw something go wrong. Momentum was overbought at the time. It was a little bit higher risk at the time, Momentum was overbought at the time we get in. It quickly then curled and pointed back down for a short trade now, but we're long. So once we saw momentum curl, I moved my stop from 6 ticks back up to my point of entry to lock out all that risk. And of course, we get a scratch trade there for the first trade of the day. So the first trade, nothing in, nothing out, 79.93 on the crude. Now we weren't done there yet, obviously. We were still looking for that two-step pattern long. And of course, here we are, only about 6-7 minutes later. We continue here to kind of trickle down this low of day, as you can see. We bounce off it once again, right? We made up our swing high over here, so it's, of course, all the way to the right side of your screen here. We had to wait a couple more minutes afterwards. So we came down, trickled down, and then we bounce off the swing high. There's your swing high right there, bounce above it. This, of course, at 10.10 now, a two-step pattern long. So we look for the two-step twice here in this move down. 79.77 was the buy order there, was our fill, the buy side. In this case, guys, we waited 5 seconds. The 5-second rule says if after 5 seconds, if I'm not seeing this trade moving in my direction, I'm going to move that stop up to my point of entry to lock out all that risk. Well, I did that. Now, this time, of course, moving that stop to entry, we didn't get so lucky this time. So I wasn't able to get out of this thing unscathed, so to speak. I had to give back 3 ticks per contract, 4 contracts. That's a negative 12 ticks or a negative 120 USD. So the first 2 trades we took here, guys, on crude, both were two-step pattern long, both looking for that bounce off low of day, both of which didn't make us any money. First one was a scratch trade. Second was actually a loss there after we moved our stop up to our point of entry on the 5-second rule. Now, in between those two, we actually took a breaker short here on the gold. Now, this is one of the only gold trades we took today. The gold has been pretty quiet just recently. Short-term trend is down, as you guys can see. Here's that low of day there again. We break below a red line here. And remember, guys, this red line here, this is an important level of support here, 11.15 even on the gold. These are all located for me automatically, so don't need to worry about that. We break below the swing low. There's your, of course, fill there for the breaker pattern short, 14.4. Now, again, guys, nothing moving. At this time, we hadn't seen anything really begin to move very quickly here. 5-second rule was in play. After 5 seconds, stop gets moved down to entry. As you can see on this one, though, we got a little bit of a better fill here, right? Kind of a funny fill, but we'll take it. We had actually ended up making 3 out of the 4 contracts got filled at +1. The other got filled at your scratch, your entry. So we got +3 or 30 ticks there. So rather lackluster morning here, guys. Before, as you can see, before 10:30, because we had seen scratch trades, losses, little tiny winners here. We knew at this time, obviously, this is what we expected. So we were planning ahead for this stuff. But nonetheless, though, we would have loved to have seen some better price action this morning. Next up here, though, on the crude, 2 more trades here, 10.38 and 10.50. Now, of course, the two-step short here, pretty easy to see up in the upper left-hand corner. Short-term trend is up. We try to break through. This was a previous low of day here, 80.29. We marked up our swing low and then broke below that swing low, counter trend trade. So short-term trend was up. We took to the short side once we broke below that swing low. On the crude, 10.38, 80.24 was the fill. We took our +4, move our stop down to entry +1, and then get stopped out at +1 for 10 ticks or 100 USD. On, of course, here the first trade of this whole series here. Now that got us back into the green, so to speak, right? That got us back closer to being in the green, I would say. And then, of course, 20 minutes later at 10.50, we continue down with the short-term trend. We break below 79.95, which was that horizontal red line there. We make up our swing low, and we break below that swing low. There's your breaker pattern short. Once again, 5-second rule, price not going anywhere quickly this morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop to entry, and we took another scratch trade there. So 10.38, we made 10 ticks. Nothing more at 10.50, and now we'll go into our last trade of the day here on gold. Unfortunately, it was a winner, so we were able to get back in the green here by a couple ticks today. Once again, it's how we react to that loss that makes a lot of difference here. So, short-term trend is up. Here's a breaker pattern long on the gold, 11.24. So just before the 11.30 rush of volume comes back in on the gold, guys, breaker long at 14 even. We come up, we make our swing high above this important level of resistance. We then break above that swing high, and there's your entry, guys, at 11.24. Now we took +4, move our stop down to entry +1 to make sure we get a little more profit there. We got filled at +2, so +4 +2 is 12 ticks or 120 USD, and we're back in the green here. 12 ticks in, we're now officially back in the green for the day, and at this point, guys, we had already seen a very challenging market. I was a happy camper to have myself back out of the red, get out of this day, guys, with some profit in our pockets, and now let's prep for tomorrow. Tuesday, February 23rd, 9 o'clock, we got our home price index, 9:30 U.S. Open, 10 o'clock, February consumer confidence number. We'll also do a webinar tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Tuesday, so tomorrow webinar at 11:30 Eastern time tomorrow, so don't want to miss that one. Let's recap. Trader opens up tomorrow morning, guys, 7:45 Eastern Time. Don't forget to sign up for our free 3-week trial on our homepage. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do free webinars. And don't forget, guys, the beginner's course has all the information about our setup rules, our patterns, our routine. So check out the beginner's course as well, guys. My name is Joseph James. For more information on lifetime membership, drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. Hope the video helps tonight, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning in live trading at 7:45. Don't miss a tick. Bye-bye for now.